Howdy there, YouTube. Is Kirby again. Unfortunately, you're going to see another file that's called Game 8. Unfortunately, I was able to win that one, but on my little codec guy unfortunately made it to where I wouldn't be able to finish it. I forgot to delete all my previous games. Bingoed out on my available amount of memory. Although I guess the Army term wouldn't be bingo because that's loss of fuel. In this case it would be Winchester, out of ammo. Oh yes. Various small Army-isms you'll learn in addition to Pact, Spanish Inquisition. So, you saw two mulligans, one where I had to mulligan, then the second one it didn't look like I was going to be able to win, but eventually I was able to pull out the win. Basically, after a medium-sized spell chain, I was able to pass the turn, use a wild cantor, a wild cantor, 2 elvish spirit guides to activate a belcher, which went down 5 lands and then found the bayou that was left in the deck. Passed the turn in response to the Summoner's Pact trigger. Used the Lion's Eye Diamond that was out on the field, and then was able to belch for the win because I still had like 30 cards left in my library. So unfortunately I can't show you the video documentary proof of that, but that's functionally how the end game happened. There's a little bit of song and dance with a few draw 4s, but in the end I got there. Now granted, I also had a Dryad Arbor as one of my past the turn lands, so it could have been easily wastelanded and or been straight up bolted. I was also at 5 life, putting me dangerously low to Delver attack and then a lightning bolt to finish me off. You know, would I say that was a solid win? No. Versus a goldfish, very solid. But real magic, well, it doesn't quite work that way. So this is Game 8. Part 2. So we've mulliganed a bit, we've done a lot. Okay, so the good news is we can Summoner's Pact for some sort of we can land grant, find ourselves the bayou, then next turn Summoner's Pact for a we can Summoner's Pact right now for a Odysseus Tro or Wild Cantor to immediately play out, calling the week, and start going from there. Infernal Contract would be a definite, but considering we have the capability of playing both Land Grant and Summoner's Pact, I think this is a much better pass the turn pile. One, because we get an additional card, which if this is like a black ritual, well, we're pretty well set up because we're going to Land Grant for Bayou, then we're going to Summoner's Pact for ye old Dryad Arbor, and then immediately try and sacrifice it. So we're going to have a lot of black mana. If we can get up to 7 mana, though, we play and activate Charbelcher. Because we use Summoner's Pact, it's kind of iffy to do everything and then come into another mana somehow next turn. So in this case, I think we'd Land Grant. What was our next card going to be? Tinderball? Not bad. but we find our bayou, we throw it out. Not keeping track of storm right now because we're definitely not going that route. So hopefully this will be a very quick game. So we're good there. Next turn, we draw our card. And that is very odd, but I'm not going to look down on that. That is my only Tinderwall in here. If you'll remember from the intro to Pact Spanish Inquisition, I have love-hate relationship with Culling the Weak. Took out one Culling the Weak for a singleton Tinderwall because I want to use Summoner's Pact for Tinderwall to try and make Past in Flames a little bit more alive. But this case we're going to go Summoner's Pact, find our green creature, which in this case will be our second land, Dryad Arbor. Going to cut there, play it, immediately sacrifice it. So that gets us 4 black mana. Okay. Actually, at this point, we are kind of screwed because I did the math wrong. Because Elvish Spirit Guide into Tinderwall gets us 6 mana, not the required 7 for Goblin Charbelcher. In order for that for this to have worked, we would have had to play Dryad Arbor and wait. Then we would have... No, there's no way that we could... In order to get the Dryad Arbor, we'd have to play Summoner's Pact. Summoner's Pact. We sacrifice Culling the Weak. We go back to here. Unfortunately, there's no good way of saying this, so we're going to have to spend 3 mana. Actually, at this point, we may as well look and find out exactly what storm we're at, because we may have to eventually go into the storm route. 1, 2, 3, 4 black mana. Well, sorry, 1 black mana because we played Infernal Contract, but 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 storm left over. Okay, let's see if these next 4 will get us there. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're at 10 life. This is turn 2. Not the best, but far from the worst. Okay, so the deck pulls it out for us. Sure, we'll play Land Grant. We don't have another land in our deck, but it's free storm. Why not? Okay, so the next thing that we do is we use Elvish Spirit Guide, remove it from the game for a green mana. Use the green mana. Sorry, that's an additional storm. To play Tinderwall. Tinderwall, we immediately use this black mana, sacrifice it for Culling the Weak. And you've got to be kidding me. That gets us 4 mana. We play 2 more Lotus Petals, and that gets us to 6 again. So, at this point, the only thing that we can do, we've already passed the turn once. It's not good when you've used Infernal Contract and put yourself down to 10 life, let alone anything else. What we're going to have to do is pay the 4 mana off of Culling the Weak, play Goblin Charbelcher, and pray really hard that they don't kill this this bayou, because we've already used our Summoner's Pact. So next upkeep, we're dead men. The good news is, during our upkeep, we can respond to the upkeep trigger, pay 3 mana, belch. And if they have a stifle, we lose. If they don't, we win. If they have some sort of artifact destruction on their turn, we lose, they win. Otherwise, we win. Would I call this a definite win? I don't know. I like to think that this would be a win if we were playing against goblins or something that had no artifact hate, no ability to really push us back. But anything that could force a will, spell, pierce, anything, you saw exactly how much mana. I was tap dancing to try and find one additional mana to Charbelch on my turn. Don't give them another chance. But unfortunately, this one is kind of a shaky win. I'll take it because it is against the mythical goldfish out here. But ultimately, win's a win, and hopefully this would have gotten you a free win at a tournament. Anyway, have a good one, YouTube.